Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lego Rocks 99, and I'm a fan of the hockey team that conquered what was a 10-0 undefeated Winnipeg Jets streak against the Vancouver Canucks. And our star here tonight is the brand new, reigning, defending, undisputed NHL goal-scoring champion of the world, Brock Boeser! Yeah, baby, let's go! I'll say this right here. The Vancouver Canucks have defeated the Winnipeg Jets, and I don't know if this was, the best Winnipeg could have offered. I thought the Jets would have been better than this. That's not to disrespect or anything. That's not me trying to downplay my own team. That's just me kind of observing what we were seeing here. Either A, the Vancouver Canucks really got their heads screwed on straight, or the Winnipeg Jets just kind of had a little bit of an off night, which I think is kind of the case too. So yeah, I'm going to go with the assumption that both of these teams were falling under those categories. The Vancouver Canucks played probably the best version of Vancouver Canucks hockey we had seen this season. Ottawa, man, they really primed this Vancouver Canucks team up into actually knowing what it means to be a good, cohesive hockey team. But the Winnipeg Jets, as well, they had a few dangerous chances. They were in here doing things. They only score one goal here on Thatcher Demko, who allows, again, one goal against for the third straight game. Absolute beast. Demko has been dialed in as of late, and it's almost like Bubble Demko is here to play. And unlike the previous games against Ottawa, where even though he only let in one goal, I was like, okay, I'd be lying if I said this was Bubble Demko. Even though he made the saves, he didn't look as dialed in, as fixed as Bubble Demko, in my opinion, because there were a lot of rebounds, because there were a lot of secondary saves he had to make, because there were just a lot of bounces out in front. No, not anymore, man. This Winnipeg Jets team had a whole bunch of grade A chances, and Demko was very good in stopping all of them to the point that I was very confident, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm starting to see Bubble Demko now. But the tail of the tape here is this. Heading into this game, the NHL standings for the North Division, what is it, the Honda North Division? I don't even know what it is. The Canucks were tied with Winnipeg in terms of overall points. They had 10 points each. Winnipeg had 7 games, I believe. Vancouver had 10. And everybody was like, okay, these are the bottom two teams that are currently in the playoffs for the North Division. Calgary ended up winning a game earlier today against Montreal, one of the top teams. Edmonton did the same thing. They beat Toronto in overtime, so they closed the gap in between these teams. So it would be in the best interest for both of these teams, Vancouver and Winnipeg, to pry open that gap a little bit more further, even though the other two teams down there, Calgary and Edmonton, ended up winning their games tonight. And this one starts off very, very quickly, because right away it's Elias Pettersson, who's got the puck on the outside of the zone. He drops it over for Edler, who takes it, he picks it up, he dashes in down the wing, and then he throws it in front for Brock Boeser, who takes it on the forehand, pulls it to the backhand, and boom, it's in the net, 1-0 Vancouver a minute into the game, as Boeser gets the goal that ties him at number 1 in the entire NHL in terms of goals, with Connor McDavid, with some of the other guys that were over here like Mikko Rantanen. In fact, it's only those two that were up there at 7 goals on the season. Boeser was at 7 with this goal right here. Cool. It's 1-0 right away, Vancouver, and everybody's like, okay, great. The Canucks, when they score first, usually come out with the win here. The only problem is Winnipeg is undefeated when they allow the first goal, which is a stat that was actually mentioned on Sportsnet 650. I had to listen to this game on the radio for the first few minutes because I was out doing a fast food trip, but a few minutes after that Brock Boeser goal, hey, it's all of a sudden Mason Appleton, who takes the puck right off of the face-off draw. He pulls it to the forehand, he drags it, he shoots it, boom, over the glove of Demko and in. It's tied 1-1, and everyone's like, okay, Winnipeg is a good team. We know that both of these teams, Vancouver and Winnipeg, have the ability to just score goals over and over and over and over again. Okay, cool. But then give it just a few more minutes and oh my goodness, there's another goal. It's Nils Hoglander on what is a very beautiful shift. The absolute honey badger. I'm saying honey badger because he's got 36 on his back. Yeah, he fights for the puck several times. He gets it loose on the side for his teammates. Board battles, he's in them. Puck battles, he's in them. All of a sudden, hey, it's Horvat behind the net who tries to chip a pass over, and it rolls over the goal. It rolls over the goal and bounces out in front where Nils Hoglander is there. He chips it in. It's 2-1 Vancouver. And everyone's like, whoa, what a goal by Hoglander. He absolutely deserved it, you know? Hoglander hasn't really been scoring, like, beauties. He's not scoring these beautiful goals, highlight reel #1 goals. He's scoring hard work goals. Goals that you get when you're out there, you're doing your thing, and you're just really applying pressure. From this point on, it's mostly Winnipeg in the first period. Demko makes a great save on Adam Lowry. You had yourselves a whole bunch of chances here for the Jets, but Demko stirred them all away, because that's what Demko does. And the second period starts off with a few great shifts for Vancouver. It's a different flavor now. What Winnipeg was doing in the first period, at the end at least, was kind of dominating. Vancouver starts off the second period. They kind of started dominating. That's kind of why I'm thinking that the Jets kind of might have had a bad night here, because Vancouver just started playing really well, like uncharacteristically well, in my opinion. Eventually, it's MacEwen who does a nice play to settle it down. He gives it over to JT Miller as they enter the zone. Miller makes a few really nice, like, big stride dekes to get by the Jets that are attacking him. He sends it over to Ben, who grips it, he rips it, MacEwen tips it, and it's a beautiful goal. It's 3-1 Vancouver. And then immediately after this goal, it's Nate Schmidt who shoots the puck right on his own goalie. He shoots it, well, not really like shoots it. It's a centering pass on the rush from the Jets where Schmidt gets his stick on it to take it away from Wheeler. But as he does that, it deflects up, and it would have gone in if Demko didn't have the glove in the proper position to hold it out. And that's kind of what we're talking about here, you know? Key saves. Not the magnitude of the save, how acrobatic the goalie looks when he makes the save, but just the timing, when to make those big saves. And he made this big save immediately after MacEwen scored a goal, keeping the Vancouver Canucks in it. You know who impressed me in the second period? Jalen Chatfield. The guy had some great instincts jumping up into a lotto line plus Hughes offensive play. He swooped in down low and fed Elias Pettersson. The Canucks' fourth line also had a few great shifts as well. Antoine Roussel had a shot that was robbed from him by Hellebuck, and then you had a Tyler Mott point-blank glove save robbery by Hellebuck as well. On the Vancouver Canucks power play here in the second period, you had Elias Pettersson, whose stick absolutely shattered on the one-timer. Because Petey is trying to get to the bench to get a new stick, when the puck goes back to the blue line where Hughes is, Petey and Hughes kind of fumble it around a little bit, and then Adam Lowry gets a breakaway, and then he fumbles with it when he's coming in for the move. He absolutely dekes the pants out of Demko, but, like, he can't pull the trigger. The puck just escapes from his shot. That was a really frustrating play for Jets fans watching out there. Speaking about Jets fans, let's talk about former Jet Tyler Myers, who absolutely flew in this second period. There was a shift where he just circled around the zone twice, and he was, like, actually going pretty fast, it looked like. I don't know if that's because he's a big guy or whatever, but, like, yeah, Tyler Myers can fly. The second period ends off with some pretty good Jets pressure, but at the end of the day, the second period shots were 15-4 Vancouver. This was probably one of the best periods they've ever played this year, and it's against a team that a lot of people would say is legitimately good in Winnipeg. This is not Edmonton, who's down there in the standings, not Ottawa that's down there in the standings. This is Winnipeg, whom the Vancouver Canucks have not beaten in 10 games. The third period started off with a stat that I thought was very interesting, how the Canucks were the second best team in goals in the third period, and how the Jets were also a top 5 team as well. I saw some very interesting things I liked. Tyler Mott did the chip deke, you know, where you press L1 and then you press R2 to do a little, like, windmill or whatever to get by a guy. Yeah, he did that very effectively. He set up Miller for a beauty one-timer that was saved by Hellebuck. That guy was awesome, by the way. Like, after the 3 goals he allowed at the beginning, he was just absolutely lights out. So many should-have-been opportunities that should-have-been goals. Nah, man, Hellebuck's got the answer to that. Demko, also great positioning on proceeding Jets' chances over there. The Canucks had a shot from Edler off the post. Petey had a one-on-one with Hellebuck that he wasn't able to shoot because Neil Pionk poked the puck away. The Canucks' first power play unit had some mojo as well. Petey was robbed on the one-timer by Hellebuck. NHL 21 cross-crease style. Boeser was robbed on the other side, pulling it out in front. And we had Nate Schmidt defending a 2-on-1 the other way too. Perfectly. He dives, he knocks the puck away as the pass is coming over. But the end of that third period saw the Winnipeg Jets trying to cycle it around on the 6-on-5. Eventually, it escapes the grasp of the guy who was on the half boards. It goes over to the blue line, and it hits the broken stick on the ice, which allows Brock Boeser to catch up to the puck, and then he just grips it, he rips it, it's all the way down the ice, and all of a sudden Brock Boeser has 8 goals on the year. He is first in the league in goals, man. We were saying when Boeser debuted in his rookie season, how long until this guy wins a Richard? Well, he's technically in the running now, because he's above Connor McDavid and Rantanen in terms of total goals. The shots on goal of the second and the third period combined were 31 Canucks, 11 Jets. Hellebuck doesn't let in anything after that MacEwen goal. So he really just completely goes lights out here. You can tell this is why he was the best goalie in the world last year. He's still got that mojo. Demko showing off that he's no slouch either, but the Vancouver Canucks ultimately take this one against a team that just was not able to break in and establish maintained, consistent effort in the offensive zone. The Canucks had a few chances where it was like the third line going out there against the Scheifele line, holding them in the Jet zone, and I was like really impressed seeing that. So the bottom line here is the Vancouver Canucks end up winning. Talk to me in the comments what you think about this 4-1 win. I can't believe the Canucks beat Winnipeg, bro. That's crazy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to Rolls 99. And bye.